In this video, we will show our first few days in Athens. Our trip to Athens kicked off from Phoenix, Arizona, a city where summer temperatures routinely climb above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So when we saw Athens would hit 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius, we figured we were ready. But Athens has a heat all its own, with a blazing sun and a humidity that sneaks up on you. We started by upgrading to business class for the overnight flight, connecting through Charlotte, North Carolina. The extra comfort made a huge difference, letting us rest before the adventure began. Landing in Athens, we took a taxi to our apartment located just adjacent to the Plaka neighborhood. Our apartment had a nice deck overlooking the Acropolis Museum and the Parthenon in the distance. Our first afternoon stroll took us through Plaka's maze of cobblestone streets, past colorful shops and inviting cafes. We headed toward Monastiraki Square, a lively meeting point full of market stalls, rooftop bars, and street performers. But the heat and humidity were brutal, even for us Phoenicians. When the heat became too much, we decided to hail a taxi to the National Archaeological Museum. Here's a tip. Use Uber to get a taxi in Athens. It's less confrontational than flagging one down. We were quoted a flat €25 fare because of traffic, and the driver did not want to do a metered ride. That day, we paid up just to get some relief, but after that, it was Subway or Uber the remainder of our trip. The interesting thing about Uber rides in Athens is that all of the cars are taxis. Inside the museum, we cooled off and marveled at ancient Greek art and artifacts. Our favorite piece? The bronze statue of a boy riding a galloping horse, frozen mid-motion with fierce determination. This rare bronze survived centuries underwater before being recovered. A true masterpiece. After freshening up, we had dinner at God's restaurant near the Acropolis Museum. It was our first time trying moussaka, a rich, layered dish of eggplant, potatoes, minced meat, and bechamel sauce. It's like Greek lasagna and absolutely delicious. The next morning started cooler, perfect for our guided tour of the Acropolis area, including the Parthenon and the Acropolis Museum. An absolute must if you want to avoid long waits. For summer visitors, here's survival tip number 2. Book early morning tickets at hhticket.gr or arrange a tour that starts at 8 a.m. Early morning tickets sell out weeks in advance. Try to arrive 15 to 30 minutes before opening to beat the crowds to the top and the heat. Bring plenty of water, vending machines, and a drinking fountain are available at the site. Bottled water costs just 50 cents, and trust me, you'll want it. The climb up the Acropolis Hill is manageable but requires attention. The path is uneven, with worn and sometimes slippery marble near the summit. Take your time, as we saw a few visitors lose their footing and fall. Good shoes are also a must. We encountered one teenage girl sitting down near the top of the Acropolis, crying due to her sandals digging into her feet. On the way up, we passed 2 stunning ancient theaters. First, the Theater of Dionysus, the world's oldest theater, where Greek drama was born. Imagine Sophocles, Euripides, and Aristophanes premiering their plays here 2,400 years ago, to crowds of 17,000. A little higher is the Odeon of Herodes Atticus, a Roman-era amphitheater built in 161 AD. Still used today for concerts, its semicircular stone seats and towering stage backdrop create a breathtaking setting, a living connection to the past. We entered the Acropolis through the Propylaea, a grand marble gateway built under Pericles' leadership. And then the crown jewel, the Parthenon. Built between 447 and 432 BC, this massive marble temple was dedicated to Athena Parthenos, the virgin goddess and protector of Athens. The building's architectural refinements, like slightly curved columns and a subtly bowed floor, correct visual illusions to make the temple appear perfectly symmetrical. The Parthenon once housed an enormous gold and ivory statue of Athena by Phidias, but today, even in ruins, it commands awe and respect. Standing here with the sun beating down on its gleaming marble and the entire city of Athens stretched out below, you feel the power and glory of a civilization that shaped Western culture. Just north of the Parthenon stands the Erechtheion, one of the most unique temples on the Acropolis. It's dedicated to both Athena and Poseidon and is famous for its porch of caryatids, 6 exquisitely carved female figures who replaced traditional columns, elegantly supporting the roof. Each caryatid is distinct with different hairstyles and drapery, showcasing the artistry and creativity of ancient Greek sculptors. This temple also marks the mythological spot where Athena and Poseidon competed to be the city's patron deity. We took our time, drank plenty of water, and soaked in the views, knowing that visiting early and pacing ourselves was key to surviving and truly enjoying Athens in late July. After soaking in the awe-inspiring views and history atop the Acropolis, we made our way to the nearby Acropolis Museum, a modern architectural marvel that sits just below the hill. The museum is large, beautifully designed, and thankfully air-conditioned, a welcome respite from the intense summer heat. It houses an incredible collection of artifacts excavated from the Acropolis site itself, giving deeper context to what we had just explored outdoors. One fascinating thing about Athens is that much of modern-day city is actually built on top of ancient ruins. The museum showcases statues, sculptures, friezes, and everyday objects that tell stories of the people who lived here thousands of years ago. However, it was surprising to learn that many of the most famous Acropolis artifacts, including some of the best sculptures from the Parthenon, are housed far away in the British Museum in London, a point of ongoing debate and calls for repatriation. Walking through the spacious galleries, seeing the original marble pieces up close, and understanding the craftsmanship behind the ruins added a whole new layer of appreciation to our Acropolis visit. After our incredible time exploring Athens, we set out on a day trip to ancient Corinth. We booked a small group tour to Corinth through Viator, hoping for a more personalized experience. To our surprise, it turned into a private tour in a luxury Mercedes sedan. This allowed us to travel at our own pace, with plenty of time to explore and ask questions along the way. Our first stop was the Corinth Canal. The canal is an impressive feat of engineering, cutting through the narrow isthmus of Corinth and connecting the Aegean Sea to the Ionian Sea. It's about 6.3 kilometers, 3.9 miles long, but its narrow width, only about 21 meters, 69 feet, makes it too tight for most modern cargo ships. The idea of a canal here dates back to ancient times, when rulers like Nero dreamed of digging a passage to avoid the long, dangerous journey around the Peloponnese. But it wasn't completed until 1893, and today it remains a spectacular sight. Sheer limestone cliffs rise almost vertically on both sides, creating a dramatic gorge through the land. Our first historic stop in Corinth was a site where St. Paul is said to have baptized his followers. It's a peaceful spot along the beach. In ancient Corinth, the ruins speak volumes about its past. The Temple of Apollo, dating to around 440 BC, stands proudly with many Doric columns still intact, a testament to the city's former grandeur. Corinth was once a powerful city-state, known for its wealth, strategic location, and cultural influence. Later, it became a Roman colony, and its legacy includes the visits and letters of Apostle Paul, which remain key texts in Christian history. After exploring the ruins of ancient Corinth, we made our way to Acro-Corinth, the impressive fortress that towers over the city from a steep hill about 575 meters high. Acro-Corinth served as the Acropolis, or upper fortified city of ancient Corinth, and was a vital defensive stronghold for thousands of years. From the top, you get sweeping views of the Corinth Canal, the Gulf of Corinth, and the Peloponnese Mountains beyond. The fortress you see today is a patchwork of walls and towers built by the Byzantines, Franks, Venetians, and Ottomans, each adding layers of history to this nearly impregnable castle. Now here's the thing, the climb up to the fortress is very steep, with narrow, uneven stairs. We decided to skip the climb this time and simply take in the view from the base. While we didn't make it to the top, just seeing Acro-Corinth looming above and imagining its centuries of history was unforgettable. Returning to Athens, we looked forward to exploring more of the city's treasures and discovering ways to stay cool in the summer heat. Late afternoons, we took the metro to Syntagma Square, one of Athens' most famous and historic plazas. It's the heart of the city, right in front of the Greek Parliament building. We decided not to wait for the full changing of the guard ceremony due to the summer heat, but as we walked toward the Byzantine and Christian Museum, we spotted the guards' replacements marching to the square in their traditional uniforms, complete with those iconic pom-pom shoes. We made a quick visit to the Byzantine and Christian Museum. The museum was really nice, showcasing stunning artifacts from the Byzantine era and early Christian history. Unfortunately, we arrived just before closing time and had to rush through the exhibits. Definitely a place worth more time on a future visit. That evening, we found a restaurant near our apartment called Arcadia that had air conditioning, a must after a day in the sun. But just minutes after we ordered, the power went out across the neighborhood. The heat was relentless inside the darkened restaurant, and with no fans or cooling, we ended up speeding through our meal to escape the roasting room.
It's all right, thank you.
Later, we learned the blackout was likely a planned city measure to manage power demands during this extreme heat wave. Tip: there were many other restaurants in the Plaka area that had misters and fans, which likely would have been a better choice. Our last morning in Athens was a peaceful one. We took a long, relaxing walk near the Parthenon, where the streets are surprisingly wide and lined with historic trails. Along the way, we passed sites like the Jail of Socrates, where the famous philosopher spent his final days. This quiet stroll allowed us to reflect on the incredible history surrounding us and to soak in the city's atmosphere one last time, far away from the crowds and the scorching heat. Visiting Athens in late July or August with temperatures soaring above 40 degrees Celsius is definitely a challenge, but with early starts, smart planning, and plenty of hydration, it's absolutely worth it. From ancient wonders to modern city life, Athens offers a unique journey through time, and we hope our experience helps you enjoy it to the fullest, even when the heat is at its peak. Please subscribe if you are interested in seeing other locations of our European trip, including Santorini, Mykonos, Ephesus in Turkey, Malta, and Barcelona.